All right, this triangle says classify triangle ABC as isosceles. Isosceles means two sides are the same. Equilateral means three sides are the same. And scaling means no sides are the same. So these tick marks, if this side's 7, what does this side mean? What if this is 7, what is this side right here? 7. So we have 7, 7, and 7. Is that two sides the same, three sides the same, or no sides the same? 3. So the answer to this is equilateral. It's deceiving because it only has 2 tick marks, which people think is isosceles, but you still have to think about that third side. Even though there's not a tick mark there, all 3 sides are 7. Questions on that? No. All right, number 2. A triangle has 30-degree angle and 40-degree angle. Classify the triangle after you find the missing angle. So 3 angles add up to 180. So I'm going to subtract the 30, and I'm going to subtract the 40, and I believe that gives me 110, right? So is this acute, right, or obtuse? And the 110 makes it obtuse. And then they ask me if it's scalene, isosceles, or equilateral. When all 3 angles are different, so 30, 40, and 110, it means all 3 sides are different. So that means no sides are the same. That's a scalene. Questions on that? All right. One of the acute angles in a right triangle has a measure of 34. So we have one right, which means it's 90. So angles add up to be 180. A lot of people do this mental math and they go 180 minus 90, and they automatically start with 90 because we have the right, and then they'll go ahead and subtract the 34. So 90 minus 34 is 56. So number 3, the answer is 56. Remember, all triangles have 2 acute angles, and the third can be acute, right, or obtuse. Triangle ABC has a measure. That M in front is the measure of angle A is 21 degrees. The measure of angle B is 17x plus 2. And the measure of angle C is 2x plus 5. So triangles, all 3 add up to 180. So I'm going to do my work down here. I have 21. I have 17x plus 2, and I have 2x plus 5 equals 180. I'm going to just put an arrow so my work's there. So I have 1, 2, 3 angles equal 180. I'm going to simplify. Remember, this equal sign kind of divides it into 2 parts. The 17 and the 2 are like terms, so that gives me 19x. 21 and 2 and 5 give me 29. 5, 6, 7, 8, sorry, 28 equals 180. I'm going to subtract 28 from both sides, and I get 19x equals 152. Somebody do, I don't have the calculator with me, and I don't know this off the top of my head. When I take 19x divided by 19, I get x, and then 152 divided by 19, 8. So x is 8. All right, number 5 is the exterior angle theorem, and what it says is this outside angle is equal to the 2 remote angles. And remember that remote angles are the 2 angles that don't touch. So there's an angle here, but it touches that outside, so it's 2 remote interiors. So I'm going to do my work here. I'm kind of running out of room. So I have 6x, is that a minus or a plus? 6x minus 9 and 4x plus 7 equals the exterior angle. Oops, it's not 180, it's 118. Sorry, that was a typo on my part. Combined like terms, 6 and 4 is 10x. Minus 9 plus 7 is minus 2 equals 118. I'm going to add 2 to both sides, and I get 10x equals 120. I'm going to divide by 10, and I get x equals 12. Now it says find the measure of k. So I'm not done at x equals 12. I have to plug back in. So angle k is 6 times 12 minus 9. 6 times 12, do that for me. Is it 72? Yep. All right, and then 72 minus 9 is 63. And it's an angle, so its units are degrees. Does that make sense? Yes? All right. This is, the triangles are congruent. It says triangle ABC is congruent to MNO. So that means A's have the same degrees. It means B and N has the same degree. And C and O have the same degrees. So they're both X's. Both of these are 2X plus 15. And both of these are 75. Now, what I see a lot of people there's only 3 angles. So you're not doing 1, 2, 3 things, 4 things that they gave you. You're realizing that the triangles are congruent, so all 3 angles are the same. So just pick one triangle. And again, I'm running out of room. Let me grab a piece of paper, and I'll do it on here. So one triangle has an X. We have 2X plus 15, and we have 75. Remember, just 3 angles. One X is 1. 2X plus 15 is the second angle, and 75 is the third angle, and all the angles add up to be 180. Combine like terms, so I have 3X, 75, 85, 90 equals 180. Subtract 90 from both sides, and I get 3X equals 90 divided by 3, and I get X is 30. The problem says find the measure of angle M, so angle M is X, which is 30 degrees. If it was something else, I would have to substitute back in. Questions on that? Are we okay with that? All right, number 7 says tell whether the triangle has a side length of 5, 11, and 14. To find out, you add the 2 smaller sides. So what is 5 plus 11? And you need to see if it's greater than, that's 5 plus 4. Sorry. The 2 smaller sides are 5 and 4, and it has to be greater than the third side of 11. So what is 5 plus 4?
9.
Is 9 greater than 11? No, so it doesn't make a triangle. It has to be greater than. It can't be equal to. So you add the 2 sides, 2 smallest sides, not the first 2, because I could have added 5 and 11. That's what I started to do, and then I saw that wasn't 14. So add the 2 smaller sides and make sure that they're greater than the third side. A side note on here, range. So if you're given 2 sides, like 4, if you're given 2, like 4 and 6, and they ask you what the range is, you take the big minus the small, and you add the big and the small, and you get, so your sides are between 2 and 10, and you write that like that, or you could say between 2 and 10. So if they ask you the range, given these 2 sides, what are the range of the third side? It can be anywhere between 2 and 10, so like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, if you're asked that. All right, I'm going to go back up here. Find the value of X. These tick marks, can you grab that door? These tick marks mean that these 2 sides are congruent. Yeah, all 3 sides are equal, but I don't need to deal with that third side. I just need to 2X plus 2 equals 6 and solve. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, and I get 2X equals 4, divide by 2, and I get X equals 2. Questions on that? All right, name the longest side. The longest side is across from the biggest angle. So 70 is the biggest angle. The longest side is directly across, so that would be AC. AC is our longest side. Maybe I should put it up here in the blank. Name the largest angle. The largest angle is across from the biggest side, and I believe this should be a 30. It's just cut off here. So the biggest side is 50, so across from the biggest side is 90, and so that would be angle F is my biggest side. Biggest is across from biggest, smallest is across from smallest. Questions on that? What questions do you have? Your test tomorrow, quiz tomorrow, whatever you want to call it, will look exactly like this, just with different problems. Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to flip this over, and there's an open response. It says an isosceles triangle has a perimeter of 50. The congruent sides measures are 2x plus 3. The length of the third side is 4x. So remember, an isosceles means only 2 sides are the same. it says that the isosceles are 2x plus 3. And it says the non-isosceles, the third side, is 4x. All right? And it talks about the perimeter. Perimeter is if I add up all three sides, or if I'm walking, I'm going to walk from here to here to here. It does not equal 180. Angles equal 180. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So the perimeter, all right, let's read the directions. It says draw and label the triangle. Have I done that? Yeah. So that's number 1. Number 2, it says set up an equation. So I have 2x plus 3, another 2x plus 3, and a 4x. So I have 3 sides, and they equal the perimeter, which is 50. Now, a lot of people miss that because they want to set equal to 180. That is when you're dealing with angles and not sides. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to combine like terms. Let's see what number 3 says. It says find the value of x, show and or explain all your work. So 2x and 2x give me 4x, and and another 4 gives me a total of 8x's. Sorry. And 3 and 3 give me 6 equals 50. And then I get 8x equals 50 minus 6 is 44. And somebody do that math for me. 44 divided by 8 is 5.5? Yep. 5.5? So number 3 says show your work. So that's number 3. I showed my work and I found x. Find the length of all 3 sides, show and or explain your work. So I have a 2x plus 3. So that's 2 times 5.5. 2 times 5.5 is 11 plus 3 is 14. And then we have a 4x, which is 4 times 5.5, which is 22. So we have 2 14s and we have a 22. That's number 4. Does that make sense? What questions do you have? You can start.